Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Cheryl Butler, and you're listening to the Mighty Mommy's Quick and Dirty Tips podcast, which will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. Welcome! Today's episode is number 524, How Routines Will Improve Your Life. Because parenting is hard enough when things are going well. So if you're constantly trying to wing it, you're only giving yourself a lot more work. Routines can make your days flow almost effortlessly. Almost. When people learn that I'm the mother of 8 kids, all born within 1 decade, they either think I'm crazy or they wonder, how could I possibly enjoy motherhood with that many kids so close in age? I've been telling the same story now for the past 20 years, and it still doesn't get old. After nearly 6 years of infertility, we were blessed with a beautiful baby daughter through adoption. Exactly 1 year to the day later, I gave birth to our first son. The floodgates soon opened, and I was the amazed mother of a brood of 8. The most insane period of parenting I have ever experienced was the summer I had 4 kids under the age of 3. Though I'm a sucker for newborns and was thrilled to have finally beat the infertility odds, with flying colors, caring for an infant, a 12-month-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old practically by myself was something I would never attempt again in this or any other lifetime. I'm a pretty patient and easygoing person by nature, but that summer was simply brutal, and I've never forgotten it. As difficult as that stretch of parenting was for me, there was a silver lining. I learned the importance of creating daily routines. I'd always had routines when I was in college and, again, when I was a full-time career gal because of the many commitments and responsibilities that I had to meet on a regular basis. During my struggle with infertility, however, I promised myself that once I had the luxury of staying at home with my baby, I'd ease up on all the structure in my life and try to relax and enjoy the carefree moments of whatever each day brought my way. When my daughter was just 3 months old, I became pregnant through a fertility procedure. Instead of enjoying those go-with-the-flow days with my new baby that I had longed for, I spent the next few months battling severe morning sickness. So much for relaxing and stepping away from routines. I did neither. Survival was the name of the game, so I did whatever it took to care for my daughter and get through the days while I was so sick. Eventually, I finally felt better, but then it was time to welcome my second baby, and before I knew it, I had 4 kids in the blink of an eye. I'd waited a very long time to become a mom, so I was desperate to figure out how I was going to enjoy it and not lose my mind. It was that crazy summer when I rediscovered the beautiful world of routines. And although it took some work to craft a schedule that worked for my family, once I got into the groove, I promised myself I'd never wing it again. If you're living a life by the seat of your pants, do yourself and your family a big favor and establish some solid routines. Today, Mighty Mommy shares 5 reasons routines can ease your daily burdens and bring more joy and peace into your life. First, routines limit chaos. Looking back on that summer when I had 2 babies and 2 toddlers, I now realize that a major reason for the insanity problem, besides surviving without sleep, was how disorganized I was. I'm going to cut myself a little slack due to my circumstances, but if I had even a few daily routines in place, I might have eliminated some of my stress. For example, because it was summer and it wasn't dark until later, I didn't have a regular bedtime for my 2 toddlers. Instead, I let them play outside after dinner, or I let them stay up and watch a video because I thought it would make them more tired. Wrong. An after-dinner ritual of a bath and a bedtime story, that would have been far better for all of us. They would have known what to expect on a regular basis, and I could have had a little time to breathe each night. If you take a moment to evaluate a typical day in your house, you'll probably pinpoint the most problematic times you face on a regular basis. Do you struggle to get your preschooler out of bed each morning and then scurry him out of the house so he's not late for school? Do you let your middle school kids do their homework whenever they feel like it, such as in their bedrooms without supervision, resulting in incomplete assignments? Or maybe it's you. Maybe you let your mail pile up for weeks at a time, causing you to be late paying bills. One or all of these scenarios can snowball into a chaotic and cranky household. So figure out what triggers the chaos in your family's life, and then create a routine that will help eliminate it once and for all. Next, routines create organization. I firmly believe that an organized home is a happy home. Regardless of how many children you have, having kids means you're going to have stuff, and lots of it. Strollers, baby bags, shoes, and all those socks that get left everywhere. Jackets, backpacks, sporting equipment, toys, books, snacks, paperwork, more toys, electronics, and that's only half of it. If you don't have systems in place to handle all the clutter, you're going to spend endless hours of your valuable time managing it. Once I realized we needed immediate structure in our family's life, I created our sacred bedtime routine. Then I came up with a daily cleanup routine for my 2 toddlers. Yes, even at 2 or 3, kids can usually follow directions and help clean up their toys. When you include your kids in the process of organizing, it teaches them to care for their own things, and it also makes very clear the amount of effort it takes to keep a clean and organized household. So don't let managing your material possessions rob you of the precious time you could be spending doing something worthwhile or enjoyable. Create systems that keep your family organized, and you'll enjoy both your family and your home a lot more. Next, routines allow for self-care. When I talk to other busy parents about the importance of everyday routines, I hear much of the same feedback. Routines sound like they'll take way too much time to establish. Well, I beg to differ. The beauty of building new routines into your life is that they can be done gradually. It's completely unrealistic to think that you can go from an unstructured existence to a regimented lifestyle that the Army would be proud of. In my episode, How to Establish a Daily Routine for Your Family, I offer 6 practical tips to help you lay a solid foundation of time-saving routines. One of my suggestions was to make a list of what you'd like to accomplish each day, and then prioritize your goals. This is a great way to choose which areas of your family's life could benefit most from a particular routine. If your family struggles to get out the door to school on time each morning, that might be your starting point. In that case, think about what you can do the night before to lighten your load the next morning. Once your new routines become consistent, you'll begin seeing extra pockets of time show up in your schedule. At first, it might be an extra 15 minutes of breathing room every morning because you're not scampering out the door forgetting someone's lunch, or the child himself. Next, it could be an extra half hour each evening because you now have a homework routine in place, freeing you up to listen to your favorite podcast while you enjoy a cup of coffee. And just wait until you have your kids helping around the house with the weekly cleanup routine. Now you can head to the salon for some me time instead of doing those extra chores on the weekend. With routines in your life, you'll have more time to focus on self-care instead of always doing for others. The next thing about routines is they'll keep you healthy. Not only are routines a wonderful tool for keeping our homes running efficiently, they're also super helpful in keeping our health in tip-top shape. There are many benefits to exercise. It aids weight loss, helps build strong muscles and bones, increases your energy, reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. Plus, exercise releases endorphins, which can make us feel happier. As you build routines into your schedule, don't forget to make time to incorporate an exercise routine as well. Of course, check with your physician if you haven't been working out or you want to start some new physical activity, and then get ready to kick it up a notch and enjoy a healthy lifestyle. One of my favorite routines is my early morning power walk. I set aside 4 to 5 mornings every week just for me. In fact, I typically decline offers to walk with friends because I enjoy the peace and quiet of my fast-paced strolls, where I can have time to think about what's going on in my life, or I listen to music, podcasts, and audiobooks. As a result, I take care of my diabetes, I stay in shape, And I have a much better outlook on life because I consider this routine sacred and non-negotiable. When my kids were babies, I took advantage of walking them in their strollers, usually a double stroller, as often as I could throughout the week. They loved getting fresh air in the neighborhood, and I was able to get my power walks in at the same time. For more tips on exercise, check out the Get Fit Guy podcast, hosted by my colleague Brock Armstrong. And routines create more family time. In my episode, How Routines Will Simplify Your Life, I referred to routines as my secret weapon. The real reason I'm such a fan of routines is because the final result of having them in place means I spend less time taking care of my daily household chores, and I can spend more time enjoying my family. Routines don't happen overnight. We know that. They need to be established and then consistently maintained. So make a list of how you'd like to see your days flow, and then build your routines around that. Your routines will soon become your secret weapon, too. What routines help your family thrive? Please share your thoughts in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy, or you can post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. If you have friends and family that would enjoy listening as well, I'd love it if you'd share the link to this podcast and refer them to the website, which is www.quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy. If you have routines already built into your family's life, continue to enjoy the many benefits. And if you're just getting started, remember, you don't have to change everything all at once. Start with something as easy as a new bedtime routine and build from there. You're going to love the newfound energy that comes into your home when you're following your very own routines. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, happy parenting.